So you have been a teacher, you have been administrator for almost 2 decades, 20 years, and you have been the student also Delhi University, and you have also been academic council member twice till you. So could you share something apart from, of course, this reform which you've already talked about? Could you recall more such incidents which you could brought to the table by your knowledge and associations with Delhi University, where you had the chance to integrate your experience as a teacher, as a principal, and as an activist also. Obviously, in academic council meetings, we know how we put across the things in front of vice chancellor and other officials of Delhi University. So, could you recall any one such incident?
Yeah, in fact, there are more than one.
Right.
The first thing, let me tell you, Seema, uh, I came to the teaching profession by choice. I had the option to join a bank. I had the option to join Indian Standards Institution. I had the option to join civil services, allied services. And teaching was my passion. I had, I was very fond of teaching. And how I became fond of teaching also is based on two incidents. When I was a student in BSc third year, one of my teachers asked in the class that I want two students to deliver a lecture on these two topics. So I volunteered for one of the topics in Rajdhani College. He allowed me 1 week to prepare, and the lecture was to be in 20-25 minutes. I prepared very well, was quite confident in my heart. And still, when I went to make a beginning of my lecture, my legs were trembling. And there was a lot of anxiety and nervousness. In the initial few sentences, I fumbled also. And thereafter, what I did, I started having eye contact with my fellow students. And that boosted my confidence. And I delivered that 20-minute lecture in a flawless manner. And it was so appreciated by the teacher as well as my class fellows that they said that you can be a very good teacher. The same thing repeated when I was in MSc third semester. We had a teacher, Professor Bhatt, who again asked one student to deliver a talk on one of the topics, and I immediately raised my hands and he allowed me. And I again delivered that talk. These two lectures developed my flair for teaching. So I chose teaching as a profession, started teaching in Rajdhani College. As a student, we used to get a lot of assignments to solve. And I was fond of solving these assignments, and I used to collect assignments from different colleges. So crazy. That was probably the reason that I could get a position in the university always. And when I became a teacher, I continued with this habit of giving assignments to my students. And my assignments used to be so exhaustive, covering the last 5 years question papers, that any student who could just solve my assignments was sure to get 70-75% marks in the examination. And this is what happened. My first batch, first regular batch of the 10+2 scheme, when they passed out third year, 12 students joined MSc in Delhi University and 3 joined MSc in IIT Delhi. That was probably one of the highest numbers. I'm not saying I was the sole contributor. There were 2 more teachers whom the students had a fascination for. And 3 of us could motivate them to such an extent that they chose chemistry as their career. So this is one incident about my likeness for teaching. Then it so happened that when we were students, we used to have subsidiary subjects. Like for chemistry honors, we had physics and mathematics as subsidiary subjects. And what I found was, though I passed both my subsidiary examinations along with the main, but I did not study them so seriously. My focus was on the main subject. majority of the students used to ignore the subsidiary subjects because they had the option to take those examination in September, later on in the month of September. And since we did not study physics and mathematics so seriously, I found that there is a lacuna when we came to MSc. We needed the knowledge of physics and mathematics in some of these papers. And I found that I am lacking in those subjects. I felt this is an injustice which the university has done by not counting the marks of subsidiary subjects. When I was in MSc final, I spoke to some of my teachers and they said it's a decision of the academic council, which academic council only can revert it. So at the back of mind somewhere it was registered that this has to be reverted. So after 10 years of my teaching career, I decided to contest the election for academic council. I contested and won it. Professor Muniz Raza was the vice chancellor. And I shared this vision of mine. He constituted an academic reforms committee. And after working for 2 years on it, we introduced the concept of integrated honors courses, wherein physics and chemistry papers, their number was reduced, but their weightage was fully counted for award of division of the honors degree. So they, in a way, became main subjects. We, of course, truncated some of the syllabi of physics and mathematics because it couldn't be the entire syllabus. It would have become too heavy on the students. We reduced it, but whatever we retained, we made it a compulsory part of the syllabus. So this is how the integrated honors courses came into being.
Sir, as I was hearing you, I could make it out that your heart lies with University of Delhi.
Oh yes.
So you could have contributed or associated with a number of spectrums. What it is about University of Delhi Foundation that you got associated with by donating for the endowment fund?
Seema, I read it in the newspapers that Professor Yogesh Singh, the present Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, he has constituted such a foundation to raise funds, get associated with the alumni, and I felt that this is something which was long awaited. Alumni is a very strong pillar of any education institution. And later on, I found that Professor Anil Kumar has been made the CEO of this foundation. And I happen to know Anil Kumar for quite a long time because he has been a very good teacher in Shriram College, which I came to know through several students of mine. So I felt that he can deliver it, and I found that he is able to deliver. So it just came from the heart that I must make a humble contribution of a very petty sum, but let it be. So this is how I got associated with this foundation. And I'm sure that through this foundation, we will be able to reunite with the alumni of Delhi University, which has been probably ignored or not taken care of as much as it should have been. And once we associate the alumni is very rich. Delhi University's alumni is very rich in every sphere of human activity. Be it industry, be it education, be it administration. You choose any field, art, everywhere Delhi University alumni are there. The only thing is that we have not been able to call them back and honor them, associate them with the growth of the university, give them a feel of growing together. That feel somewhere have been missing. I think with the starting of this foundation, we'll be able to bring back the alumni into the university's fold.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we know about passionate researchers. We know about passionate teachers, but here we have with us a passionate administrator who has bring forth and integrated his years of knowledge and experience and brought such a radical reforms which is even now part of National Education Policy 2020. Sir, what all you brought was, I think, transparency at with both the stakeholders,
Yeah.
not just for the students, but for the teachers as well,
Yes.
and for the society and for the nation as a whole. Sir, thank you so much for sharing these wonderful insights and your experience as a principal, as an activist with the. I once again, on the behalf of University of Delhi Foundation, thank you for coming here and talking with us. And I know you'll be there to guide us for years to come.
Thank you, Seema, for giving me this opportunity. And a last word about the growth of my institution, DDU College, where I served for 20 years. I'll summarize it in one sentence, and that is when I joined, this college was ranked somewhere around 60th or so among 65 colleges of Delhi University. It was probably in the last five. This can be ascertained from the cutoff percentages that are there. And then when I left it, it was ranked ninth in India in the NIRF ranking. So that is the growth of the institution. And the infrastructure that was created in the new building in Dwarka was adjudged as the best uh, building of the year pan India by PWD.
Congratulations, sir. Awesome. That comes from the passion again, I must
Yeah.
say. Thank you.